3, 2, 1. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Click to Close podcast. We're going to have to space these out. My name's Travis Alverson. I'm with the one and only
Preston.
Guy.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
I think we've done this before.
Are those green?
Those are yellow. They used to be more yellow, and they're a little bit yellow and dirty.
Can't you just throw those on so you can throw it into like the
you could
washer, right?
Mm-hmm. I have like 14 pair of dirty ons. Really? I don't have 14. I have like 6.
I have like 6. I have one. I
guess
love
you
them,
know.
but they look like they're boxy. I want like skinnier shoes. Not like that. The ones I have are like boxy. They look like I feel like I'm wearing.
Oh, you got the big toe. You got the big toe ones.
Yeah, the big toe ones. I need to get new ones.
Yeah, you need the new ones.
Yep.
So what are we talking about?
We are talking about measurables.
Measurables. For
Measurables
what?
for real estate agents. Measurables for real estate agents, but from the CEO perspective,
Yeah, man.
from what you should be holding your agents accountable to, and what you should measure
on a
them
weekly and monthly basis.
on a weekly and monthly basis. So Jamie, Seneca, and Kesley, I know that you guys literally just asked me this in a text message.
Mm-hmm.
They asked me about audits and things they should be looking for, which is great because they came to Nikki's audit.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, okay, that's awesome. But I should,
Yeah, I mean, so you think about the things that you should measure them on. I mean, really, it's phone calls,
phone calls,
conversations, which I should say conversations 46 times because that's so much more important than everything else.
God.
Conversations.
Conversations.
Text and email.
Text.
I mean, text is important, really. I think you should
text over email.
Text over call.
Yeah, right now.
I mean, seriously, like if one or the other. Are you going to make 200 phone calls in a day, or would you rather send 200 text messages in an hour?
Dude, it's what it is, man. It's
Which one?
I mean, I'd rather send 200 text messages in an hour. But the one thing I will say, though, is if you have...
Can you keep up with as many responses you're going to get from those text messages?
I mean...
Can you do anything else?
You get a 60% response rate?
But that's over like how many days?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's over 5 days.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
the big thing, conversations, I think, and it's just mindset shift, right? Like if I said, hey, Travis, I'm going to measure you. I need you to make 150 phone calls today. What's your primary focus going to be?
150 phone calls? It's just straight up 150 phone calls?
I mean, right, yeah. It's kind of a dumb question, but, I mean, like, and 150 phone calls is not a lot.
It's not. I can
really,
do
is it?
I can do 96 in an hour.
96 in an hour with
a
single line.
With a single line, clicking through Follow Up Boss. Not a Follow Up Boss dialer, just calling it, clicking next. 96 in an hour. I recorded myself.
96.
Set 2 appointments via text, and I set 1 appointment via phone call.
So
recorded.
Conversations is the one that I would definitely measure on. It does a couple things, right? Like, one, it gets them in the mindset to, I want to focus on 10 conversations a day. But that's a lot, but whatever it is, say 5.
No, it's serious though.
Yeah. My point with that is like, or 5 conversations, whatever the number is, it needs to be, I would say it needs to be a minimum of 5 a day.
Yeah, for sure.
5 a day, 25 a week, 100 a month.
Yep.
And it does not have to, see, it depends on where you go with conversations. Like I've heard some team leaders, or some, I think Brian Danny talks about it. It's like he counts a conversation, and I can't remember what his numbers are daily, but it's a conversation. It has to be somebody new that he has not talked to about real estate in the past.
Read it.
So if you do that, but for me, it's like I would rather have a bigger number there.
Okay.
And then they could focus on, hey, let me reach out. I know I'm going to have a conversation with this SOI that I sold something to in the past. Hey, I know I'm going to have a conversation here. Hey, I'm also going to try to have 10 or 15 new conversations with people I've never even spoke to in a week.
Mm-hmm.
But then you could also go through, don't be calling your mom.
Yeah.
Don't be calling Uncle Travis, talk about his pillow shoes. Really call people that you could sell real estate to.
Yeah.
And that becomes your focus. And if you did that one thing, and obviously you need to freaking follow up with people, but if you focused on that one thing, conversations, there was no reason why you shouldn't have success.
No, I agree. And I actually have we have a client who actually asked Brian Danny that exact question of like what he considers a conversation. So I have the answer right here.
Yep.
I consider new conversation when I speak to someone I have not yet spoken to before. They don't know who I am. I measure whether it's a conversation if it was 1, conversational and engaging, 2, I discovered something new from the conversation, 3, and you can confirm a next step, whether they are a hot prospect or a nurture. So next call, appointment set, write an offer, or possible archive the opportunity. Sometimes you may trash a lead if they're already working with an exclusive agent, purchased or sold, but you had a good exchange. Anyone with the next step is either restatused in my CRM to spoke to lead, hot prospect, buying up the next 60 days, or nurture. I've leaned into Follow Up Boss call rules. It must be a 2 minutes for a conversation. However, I use other metrics above it should be considered. The truth is, you will always know if it was a real conversation or one-dimensional.
So Brian Denny is a freaking stud. He's
Monster.
also a real estate coach,
Dude's a
an
dog.
elite coach with Jet Black. Throw that out there. If you need somebody,
He's a freak. I love
he
him.
is freaking amazing.
So nice, too.
Super nice. And he's got, and it's simple.
How much did he sell in December?
Simple. It's simple. He has a board in his office. He'll if you're on a call with him, he'll be, look at the board. That's who I'm focused on. Those are my top 20. He doesn't have, he focuses, I don't know, it might not even be top 20, it might be top 10, but he has a board, puts them on there, and that's who he focuses on. Oh, yeah, last June, July, I mean, he only closed like 21 million in a month.
In a month. 21 million in a month.
And people are like,
What
well,
a
he's in,
freak.
he's in San Diego. Well, yeah, okay, his price point $650 on average. Do the math.
That's still unheard of. That's insane.
Did you sell 150 homes last year? Probably not. So don't talk about price
Just with an
point.
assistant, right? He just has an assistant?
Yeah, I think so. I think he has a buyer's agent. Maybe he has a buyer's agent now too. But it's
Back when
I
he
mean,
did it, yeah,
very,
he's just an assistant.
He's
Insane.
freaking madman. He's
And the
but it's same thing. It's conversation. Like focus on conversation. Focus on good conversation. Freaking listen.
Yeah.
If you need to, which you can, obviously when Follow Up Boss, it automatically records it. Or if you get people on a Zoom, add something like Fireflies.
That was the biggest game changer we've had.
Something like Fireflies that records and look at your conversation and look and see how much time you're talking. Because if I'm trying to sell you something, I want to listen to you more than I want to talk.
Yep.
Unless I'm trying to sell you, I don't know, pay-per-click stuff, because you're not going to really say a whole lot about that.
I will just sit there and listen to you the whole time.
But in selling real estate, you want to allow them to talk a lot more than you're talking.
Be the listening agent. Not the listing agent, the listening agent.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can shout out to Jesse Bedoin for that one. Post today. Listening agent. It's kind of like if your friends and family don't know you're a real estate agent, you are a secret agent.
Secret. I've heard that one before.
Cheesy, but very true at the same time.
So measurables.
Measurables.
Conversations. I mean, look at all the other things, activities, calls, are you door knocking? I mean, there's never too much activity.
How often you see them though? I swear, man, it has to be a thing. Like, how often are they logging into Follow Up Boss? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Activity. I mean, you have to look at their activities, but if you're not holding people, if they're joining your team as a real estate agent, and you're not holding them accountable, and you're doing them a disservice, you just need to get their ass out the door and maybe this isn't for you.
Yeah.
And come up with measurables that within your company, like expectations, and make sure those expectations matter. Just push them out the door
and quit making exceptions.
Oh, God.
You gotta stop making exceptions. But this agent did this much. It's just like, I get that, but if they start doing that and other people start doing that also, like, you're gonna have just a team of bad eggs, and it's like, you can't.
Yeah, and you're as a real estate agent too. I mean, it takes time. Like, there's going to be some that could jump in and do really well right away, but you should continue to sell more and more real estate, because you can
every year. If you were doing the same consistent action over and over again every year.
There was some, and not that.
I mean, it might take more though. Like, I mean, it might take, last year I only did 30 conversations a week. This year you might have to do 35 because it's a different market. Like that type of stuff. Yeah, of course, but still conversations, still measurables.
Yeah, conversations is the big one.
I don't want to rip this mic off the floor. Just
call the people.
Call the people.
Have conversations.
Just call the lead.
Just call the lead.
I mean, we see it all the time. We tee up opportunities to agents, and we'll even tag the agent. We'll transfer to the agent, and I got tagged in by one of our clients yesterday. He's like, hey, we never went back and tagged this agent. I'm like, we sent that over to him March 20th. They still never followed up with the lead in their name.
Dude, Nikki was going. I think she was with us. She was going over that with us yesterday. Did she do that on the call? No, but I think she was talking us through it.
Yeah.
It was a lead. Said, "Hey, I want to buy a house.
Oh, is the lead that? Yeah.
I want to buy a house."
The lead was actually saying,
And-
can you make time for me, please?
Can you make time for me? And he responds back, "I'm showing property right now. I'll call you in a couple of days."
Pete, I swear to God, there are some agents that are allergic to selling houses.
God.
Dude, it's bad, man. It's getting really difficult. I'm excited for whenever I see a new agent get in the industry right now. It just makes me excited because I'm like, wow, I hope they're going to be just an absolute baller and show these people up, the ones that are lazy. It makes me excited.
It's just they chase so many different things to make it easier to sell.
Yeah, for sure.
When it really is easy to sell, just do the things, do the activities. Greg Harrelson, I was on his podcast a couple weeks ago. He's been doing the same thing for 30 years. Still works. I mean, it's just pick something, and it's just it's irritating.
Have to stick to it. Yes.
Yeah, it's irritating.
So, conversations, accountability. Don't make exceptions.
Yeah, and always have measurables, and always have we at Palms we set up where we have a leaderboard. They have to have X amount of points. They got to have X amount of conversations. Give them measurables to hit. And if they don't hit it, there's freaking average 30 days in a month. Yeah, so something happened. They were out a week. Okay. I've seen agents hit 20,000 points in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So if something happens, I get it. Things happen. Obviously, if it's longer than that, whatever. But just don't let excuses get in the way. And measure it weekly, because what ends up happening, right, if consistency is the biggest problem in real estate for a lot of people, because they don't have somebody that they're clocking in and clocking out and having to be there at work and everything else. So build something, whether it's something weekly that keeps them consistent as well.
Well, I always laugh because I saw someone say real estate, and I don't know if she did this on purpose. I hope she did, and she just didn't misspell it. But she said real estate isn't for the weak, and it was spelled WEEK. And then she said, because I'm always here on the weekends. I agree, but I think she actually meant weak as in like strength. But she still spelled it wrong, but it still worked because real estate isn't for the weak, and you should be using Saturdays and Sundays to be doing follow-up and all the things that you need to do as well. Because you say do it during weekly, Saturdays and Sundays. If you're not hitting your numbers, dedicate a Saturday to it. Like that's what I always did that. If we were in a market and it was tough and I didn't have all the contracts, I did that.
You could build your business. And people are like, I don't want to work weekends. Well, you're probably going to have to at the beginning, right? You're going to have to put in the work. But you could build a business to eventually where you don't have to work on the weekends.
Yeah. It's an 8 to 5 until it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to treat it like that. Would you rather be a sign flipper?
How's that monster?
It's great. It's sugar-free.
Monster.
Down 7 pounds in 3 weeks.
Look at you.
I know. You like that, Chris? Down, 170, down to 8 pounds, 162.
You're going to be down to like 145.
I don't know if I think I'll fly away at that point. I don't know. I keep losing weight at that point.
So what makes consistency?
Consistency.
So that's why you're losing weight?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're consistent.
Showing up every day, going to the gym every single day.
Going to the gym.
Eating vegetables. The most vegetables I've ever eaten in my life.
Pineapples.
Ugh. Oh, gosh. Don't even get me started on that. That's awful.
But, yeah, I mean, build, if you want to build a successful business, you need to have agents that are consistent.
Yeah.
You have to have measurables in place and hold them accountable.
Don't shy away from holding people accountable to it.
Yep. And always recruit.
Always recruit. Keep recruiting.
Because you cannot build a successful team. And, it's much harder to come up with these rules and everything else for people to follow if you're not bringing new people in the door.
True. Very true.
Because they'll be like, oh, we're going to leave if you do this. And if you have people constantly coming in the door, you don't want people to leave, but it's less painful if you're filling up the seat that they're walking out of.
Like, yeah, perfect. You're out. Joe Smith's in.
Joe Smith.
Perfect. Joe Smith wants to be here because he just got into real estate.
Joe Smith.
He loves pain.
46 conversations his first day.
What a legend. We love Joe Smith. Joe Smith's not real, but we love Joe Smith. We love the guy that's doing 46 conversations his first day.
He called everybody he knows to let them know that he got into real estate.
He's the opposite of a secret agent. So,
Yep.
Cool. Well, I think that's great. I think if
Simple,
you're,
man. Keep it simple.
If you're a real estate agent listening to this, please just keep it simple. Show up every single day and just call your database, because I know there's a lot of leads in there.
Focus on conversation.
Focus on conversations. Hold your agents accountable.
CRM.
Use your CRM.
Log in to your CRM.
Every single day. All right. I love it. Appreciate every single one of you. Come back next time if you would like to hear
next time.
Preston and I banter always.
See you.
Bye.
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 Next time.
Next time.